I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants.
I'm Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS guru.
And we're here with Handicapping Your MBA Odds. Today's candidate is a captain in the Air Force. He's 29 years old. He has a GMAT of 680, a GPA of 3.5 from the University of Memphis. And he wants to go to some pretty elite schools, Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, Chicago, Berkeley, UCLA, and Yale. Currently, he's a combat systems officer. He plans missions.
Do you know what that means, John?
Well, he defines it for us. He says he plans missions, operates weapons, and I love this, tells the pilot what to do. What do you think?
I've said this before about the military, and it's important to underscore. The people reading the admissions folders frequently are females. They're not veterans as a rule. They don't have an understanding of what people do in the armed services. They have a very hard time determining whether you have a gold, silver, or bronze armed services career. They do understand what a pilot is and that is an elite thing. They understand that being a Navy SEAL is an elite thing. They probably understand that being an Army Ranger is an elite thing. I don't think they believe there's someone who tells the pilot what to do. But just exclusive of this candidate, if you're in the military, it's very important that you give them a flavor of your career in terms that they can understand. Unfortunately, and I've said this before and it's been proven true, what happens with military applicants is your GPA and GMAT wind up counting a lot because that's the thing that the admissions people really understand.
So 680, it's kind of ballpark, right? He's in the ballpark for a good school.
This captain has, here's a question some military people can help us with. What rank should you have? I think most people applying to business schools are captains. I think it's very hard to get a rank higher than that within the typical 5-year stint that people apply from. So that's an interesting question. I haven't seen many colonels apply to business school. So this is a captain. He's got a 3.5 and a 680. This guy is not getting into Harvard and Stanford, unfortunately, just based on those facts. There's nothing driving him in terms of gender or overcoming adversity story. And Harvard and Stanford would just look for somebody with higher stats.
Could he overcome that with a great narrative?
No. I think not a narrative about telling war stories, no. The only narrative that could overcome that was a personal adversity narrative.
Mm-hmm. Now, he has a good range of schools here, so he includes UCLA, Yale, Chicago, Berkeley.
All those schools are possible. Yep. My suggestion to this guy, and this is counterintuitive, he's a little too gung-ho, believe it or not. He says, I'm an extremely ambitious, business-minded person. You might say, what's wrong with that? Oddly, schools don't like to hear that directly.
He also says, I want to be a consultant so I can develop into a future CEO. Schools don't want to hear that?
No, they don't.
Why wouldn't they?
They want to hear that you want to be a consultant so you can help companies grow and provide jobs and new opportunities.
So is that a little too ambitious and too transparent?
It's too transparent. It's saying you want to be a CEO is fine. But the way that this guy just goes bang, 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 he becomes the bad version of the military applicant.
Okay, odds at Harvard.
20%.
Stanford.
10 to 15%.
Columbia and Chicago.
That's interesting. They will like this guy. Those schools have become very stats oriented. So I would say 30%.
And then we have Berkeley, which, you know,
I think
has a lot
Berkeley
of
would,
apps.
yeah, Berkeley would go for this guy.
And then UCLA and Yale?
UCLA would go for this guy. Yale is becoming a lot more stats-oriented, but they might like a guy like this to balance their class.
All right. Good luck to you. Hope you get into one of these really good schools that you're targeting. Until next time.
Blue skies is
Blue
what
skies.
people say
Is
to
that what
pilots.
they say?
Yes.
Well, blue skies.